Hi, everybody. I thought I would come on and show I guess this is a process video for Craft Roulette episode 259. Um, I keep, so every week I write down the parameters as I'm watching. I don't, sometimes I'll go and get everything I need to make the card if I can have an idea right away. But usually I don't make my card the same night. I think about it, what I'm going to do. Um, but anyway, the parameters for this week, the project was card with 2 folds. I'm going to do a joy fold. Jelly bean colors. The element is math, and the random is markers. So my math parameter is the amount of math I had to do to get all these pieces cut out because so I couldn't remember the measurements. And so I looked up online a joyfold card. And once I started cutting them out, I realized that the smaller pieces, they had 3 the same size, and they're not the same size. So, and then I decided to do mats instead of just one piece of pattern paper. I like the way the mats look on the card. So the card itself, you take an 8.5 by 4.25 piece of paper, and you score it at 5.5. And then your inner little card here is 8 inches by 3 inches, and you score it at 4 inches. And then that's how it'll fold when it's done. So I'm going to just start, because I went ahead and cut these out. So this mat is, excuse me while I turn this around. The mat is 5.25 by 4. If you just want to use pattern paper and no mat, that's going to be the size of your pattern paper. But I did a mat 5.25 by 4, and my pattern paper is 5 by 3 3/4. And this is some paper. It's Bella Boulevard, and I've had this for quite some time. It's really cute paper. I don't even remember where I got it. And this is some of the cardstock I got from Cardstock Warehouse, which makes great mats. Okay, come on. This has not been stopping up on me. But of course, now that I'm recording something, it's going to stop up on me. So let's just try this. Come on. Don't tell me this is going to be stopped up too, because this is going to hurt my feelings if it is. It wasn't. There we go. I cleaned these tips out because they were stopping up. Sure, our candles are upright, not upside down. So I don't know how many of you I think most of the people who are subscribed to my channel watch Craft Roulette, or, oops, wrong one. They know what Craft Roulette is. So this outside piece, the mat is 2 3/4 by 4. The pattern paper is 2 1/2 by 3 3/4. So if you only just want to use a piece of pattern paper, you will use the larger measurement. But anyway, I cannot remember. I'd have to go back and look. I don't think I started watching Craft Roulette super early. I want to say it was around episode, one of the 80s, episode 80s was when I started watching, and then 80 something I finally got brave enough to submit a card. And so this, you fold this in half, so you have a 3 by 4 card, and both of these mats for the outside and inside of this are, let's see, so the mat is 3 3/4 by 2 3/4, and the pattern paper piece is 3 1/2 by 2 1/2. And again, if you want these measurements, I'll tell you what, I will hold it up to the camera so you can take a screenshot if you want to. And then I am not a fast colorist, so I did not I decided I did not need to color trying to tape a video because it would take me forever. Okay, now this is going to get glued down there, but I want to make, first I'm going to die cut these and decide on a sentiment before I put anything else together. So this year I got the Pink and Main Advent Calendar. Pink and Main. And I got all these. They give you, it's a really good value. It's not inexpensive, but you get your money's worth. So these are some of the stamp and die sets that came in that calendar. There's a little stripy cat. There's the panda with the balloon, which I've used a ton. There's this cute little koala bear. And this year it was all birthday themed, which I like because that's what I send out the most. And this little lion. So I use the lion and the raccoon inside the present for this card. And I have Altenew artist markers. They're alcohol markers. I should have done his body like I did his face, but I didn't. So, and whoever gets it, they don't care. Oh, and the ribbon, the bow, I don't know if you can see the shine on it, but for that I used a silver metallic gel pen. so that it would have just a little bit of sparkly something. So today has been a quiet Saturday. I am still not recovered from, I've been doing laundry. I made a batch of sourdough sandwich buns. Made a dozen. And so for supper, let's see, while they were still warm, I let them cool down some, and while they were still warm, my husband and I we shared one, put a little bit of butter and some honey on it, and boy was it good. And I used one for supper and did tuna melt. It was really good, and boy did it make the house smell great. Excuse me while I concentrate on trying to get this on here right. A lot of times I just don't line up my dies very well and cut something wonky, and usually I just use it anyway. Okay, let me run this through real quick. Okay. I love my big platinum machine. I know a lot of people say, and I did this, so I got my husband one year to buy me the Gemini Junior. It's okay. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. It's a great die cutting machine. I did start buying the craft something plates off Amazon because they warp less. But so I got it because I have osteoarthritis and tenosynovitis, which is tendonitis. And I thought it would be, great to have the electronic one and wouldn't have to, do the handle on the manual machine. But honestly, I don't like, it's too loud. The plates still do warp. Not so much since I've been buying the ones from Amazon, but still, and it's another something electric I have to have plugged in. And honestly, I have zero problems turning the handle of my manual machine. I thought over time, as my arthritis got worse, that the electronic one was going to be great, but I just don't have any problems with the manual machine. Even when my hands hurt the worst. So anyway. And I noticed, and I thought this was a great idea, that when I looked up the measurements, and I found some written out, they had I'm gonna, they have like a circle here. To kind of, I guess, hold it closed, almost like on a gatefold, you use a belly band. So I might, doesn't that blue match that pattern paper well? I was real happy with that. But anyway, maybe I'll use him. He might be a little bit better, and I'll have to maybe pop him up with some thin foam tape over here. And I think I'll put my happy birthday sentiment on the front. He is so stinking cute. Oops, and he can't pick it up. Maybe put his little party hat on here. Over to the edge. And put the cake in here. I think that's going to be cute. And I could actually put the inside sentiment over here. So I'm going to glue those down. That lion is so cute. I'm not a super critter person, and I was using these a lot, and then I kind of forgot I set them aside, kind of forgot I had them. And last week I think was critter, and I was like, gosh, I don't have a lot of critters, but I actually started looking, and I have more than I thought. For last week's card, I used the Trinity Stamps Dust Bunnies and made an Easter card, which I thought was very cute. And it was the first time I've used my Easter Bunny stamp, so that was nice to get another product out of my unused products bin, which is kind of my goal for this year. So let me set these aside. Let's look up, and I'm going to put the tip in here while we look for an inside sentiment and outside sentiment. This one did not have a sentiment in it. But these, they're celebrating you. There's a happy birthday here. And this one is wishing you the best on your special day. But I think I'm just going to go with the happy birthday because it's going to fit here the best. And that's from the little Tiger Kitty, or a little tabby cat set. Ooh, Pink and Main just had a new release come out too. I don't really need to be buying stuff. Let's see, I think this has the happy birthday die in here. the presents. Here we go. Here we go. I know I've got some scraps of this paper. There's the lighter color. There's the darker color. That is not the right one. Let me look behind me here. Mwaha. There we go. There's actually a piece that I cut wrong. And you know, I think I'm going to clear emboss this. So let's see. I'm getting to the kind of the end on this. This is old. I'm almost ready to dump this because it's gotten so much weird stuff in it and hair and bits of things, and it's old. I've had this for at least 6 years. A little powder on there. And one nice thing about having the die is you don't have to worry about stamping it on the cardstock straight. And that's not the best impression, but I'm going to go with it. So I shall return. Forgive me if my heat tool is loud. I can't have too many things plugged in right there at my desk, so my heat tool is plugged in sort of over here across the room. Hang on. That's not done very well. It's my fault because I didn't let it heat up good enough. Okay. It's pretty smooth. It's not as smooth as it could be because I didn't get the best impression. And you know, I'm going to do that again because I don't like that. So I hope y'all will. That's what happens when I don't use my Misty. And I just chunked that piece of cardstock back in here. So where did I put it? There's a piece of the dark. There we go. Here it is. So let's see if we can do this again and get it better. And of course, am I still using my Misty? Am I pulling it out to use it? No, I'm not. Oh, I did get a better impression that time, though. We'll see how that does. And also, it could be I'm starting to have problems with it melting because it's old. I'm just not sure. Some people say they think age affects their embossing powder. I'm not sure that it really does that much. My only thing about this being old is that over time it's just got stuff in it. Heat embossing is another thing. It's so much fun to do. It looks so magical, but it also takes just a little bit of practice. I'd say if I was going to give anybody a tip on heat embossing is get your heat tool hot before you start waving it over your embossing powder. It's a little bit better, not the best, but because it is really going to make a difference in how smooth your embossed image is going to come out. And this is still, it's not the best, but again, I think it's the amount of ink that I had. I really should have put it in my Misty and stamped it twice. There, that is such a cute font. That was another thing I like about the Pink and Main. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm not affiliated with Pink and Main or anything, but I did see, is it Michelle? Showing off the new stuff, the new release. They have some cute stuff. I think I'm going to get, so they have some big, bold, sentiments that are sort of round. Well, to cut them out, they have a round balloon die that is really nice. And of course, then you use it not just for the sentiments, but also for, you know, all kinds of cards. And I'm thinking, oh, and they also have the same sentiments as the stamp set on some toner sheets. So I'm thinking about getting that round balloon die and getting a pack of the toner sheets. I've said I'm going to do some foiling videos, but I really haven't figured out the best way to set up everything so I can actually do that. I might have to do a couple of trial runs off camera because I have to move stuff back and forth. Go and put these back in here. I lost the little package, just came in, so I just found another one for keeping it protected. And then I have these little envelopes from scrapbook.com, which are great for these smaller stamp and die sets. So I'm going to do the happy birthday on here. I was going to do it here, but I'm not going to put anything here other than I'm going to put this guy here some way, but I've got to make sure I can slip this in and out to open it. So, and I want to put an inside sentiment there. Now I got these stamps from Riley and Company. But none of them are really, this is so cute. I hate to put something snarky, funny snarky in there. So give me just a second to pull out a couple of things that are a little bit nicer birthday. Let's see, I have a ton. Okay, let's just get out the whole fridge bin here. So here's my happy, no, that's thank you. Here's happy birthdays. Let's see. Those are snarky. Some of them are very adult. Boy, I have tons of let's see. One day a year isn't enough to celebrate someone as special as you. These are tiny sentiments. These are long, very long. So this one, which you can tell I've used it like a whole bunch. It's all black. Put those back. Says, don't count your candles, just enjoy the glow, which kind of goes nice with the candle pattern paper. So I'm going to use that. And this time I am going to put it in the Misty. And let me get my mini out here. I want to heat emboss this since I did the outside sentiment. I think I will. Is that straight? Wow, I got that on there pretty straight, it looks like. Sorry, don't mean to. I'm knocking stuff over now to get up on camera. And can you see how black that stamp is? I am going to see how well that stamp cleaner cleans that off. Let me grab out this clear again. I have some Wow clear embossing powder that I've had for quite some time. I thought I was going to use this other up like a long time ago, and it has really lasted and lasted. And this did much better, except I see where I didn't get powder up here. It got left a bunch of embossing powder behind. So up in that corner, that's where I had my magnet. Okay, let me melt this really quick, and I will be back. I feel like Simon Hurley and his awkward die cutting, except I'm awkward heat embossing. Okay, I think this is very cute. So there he is, and there's our sentiment. Let me get rid of this embossing powder before we have a explosion of embossing powder. And I found one of my, I think these come from Ranger, is where I got these. Little stamp scrubbies. I'm going to see how well. Ooh, it's turning black. Blacky black. Got a lot of stuff, but boy, it's old and stuck on there. So I'll tell you what I'm going to do. While we finish this card, oops, wrong stuff. That's matte cleaner. I'm going to let that kind of soak on there for a minute. Okay, back to our card. Let's finish getting it put together. we're just going to glue this down here on the inside. About like that. Oh, maybe push it up just a hair. Good enough. Let's get that stuck in there. So there's our little cutie pie on the inside. We are going to put our happy birthday on here. Before I do that, let me situate this guy. And see, I don't like that where the other where I looked up my measurements, they had, their example card had this where you would like bend it and slip it, but this cardstock is so sturdy, it is not going to bend like that to come out from under there. So, you know, I'm going to change this, the way I was going to do this, and just put him here with the happy birthday. So I don't think I'm gonna like it. Sorry, I had to think there for a second. I obviously can't think and talk at the same time. So I don't like anything there because we already have our images here. I'm just gonna put him next to the happy birthday. Because I want to use him. I spent all this time coloring these things, so I want to go ahead and use them up. And there we are, our Joyfold card. He is so cute, y'all. You open it up, have our little lion and a don't count your candles, just enjoy the glow. I think it turned out great. We have a card with 2 folds, jelly bean colors. I did a lot of math to get this card put together, and I use alcohol markers. So I think we have the parameters covered. So, and I'm going to put my stamp back here. As a matter of fact, let's just go ahead and do that. I got all kinds of stamps here. Let's see. This is my newer stamp here. Hope I don't have problems getting this on there since I already have stuff glued on here now. And I'm not going to be too fussed about getting this on there perfect. There, got him on there good. Made with love and a little cat hair. So thank y'all for hanging out with me to get this craft roulette card done. I know I sort of went off on had a couple of changes to my card. And of course, this is trying to get stopped up with glue again. So that glue bottle closed up quick. And put all my stuff away. I have to tell you, I can't, even though I do have like I have bits and pieces everywhere. Have stamp sets out where I get them out because I'm going to do a project, and then I go off on something else because I don't know how you are, but it's like so many cards or so many paper projects and so little time. Well, a stamp cleaner did not get all the black off. It's so old. I've used this so much. But it is really a lot cleaner than it was. This is probably a retired stamp set from Pink Fresh Studio. I don't even know what it's called. Just happy birthday sentiments. I've had that for quite some time. And I didn't clean this off either, y'all. Why didn't you tell me? Feel free to point out my mistakes. And I had said on another video that I was going to show y'all some of my finished sheet load cards. And I meant to do it on the video I posted the other day, and I didn't do it. So I think I'm going to go over those cards really quick. Put my Misty aside. Oh, and actually I've already set aside some of these for to send out. So anyway, there's that one that just says sweet on it. Oh, here's 4 that still don't have sentiments. No, 3. Oh, I put sentiments on these other ones. Most of these are birthday because I needed, you can't really see that well, but I needed birthday cards. These are, I really did these ones as to be more masculine. A little bit more muted colors. It's some really pretty paper. Spellbinders has started carrying, oh, for heaven's sake, it's gone right out of my head. Australian company. Anyway, some of their pattern papers, and they're gorgeous pattern papers. Just waiting a second so you can get a look at them. Very pretty, and I can always put like another die cut or something on there if I want to. And then these are using not too shabby papers and some of her new PET tapes. Like these images here, or stickers. So I think I'm just real happy with the finished cards. I think they're pretty. I've had this watermelon paper for quite a while, and this is also not too shabby paper. Watercolor Roses, maybe, I think was the name of this paper pad. And these are just lovely. Oh, and I used the extra piece of paper on these. I cut it in half and made banners. So I had the exact number of little inside decorations as I had cards. And I didn't do anything fabulous, you know, like change them up a whole lot or anything. I pretty much did the sheet load sketch just as it was on the instructions. So I thought I might do some landscape instead of portrait, but I wasn't quite sure how to make it work, and I just didn't finagle with it because I was doing so much other stuff. And I haven't watched very many of like her design team and other people who have put up their sheet load sketches. I haven't really seen what other people have done, but anyway, thanks for hanging out with me through another video. I really do appreciate it, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye-bye.